Here's your latest edition of the Credit Repair Intelligence Report.
In this week's Credit Repair Intelligence Report, we're going to talk about Gringo Bingo. It's a story I'll never forget. A friend and I are driving down a city street in Mexico, minding our own business, when all of a sudden a police officer appears out of nowhere and jumps in front of our truck. As he's yelling in Spanish and waving his hands there, I've got no idea what the officer's saying. I can't make out a word he's babbling. Fortunately, my friend who's driving, because I'm in no condition to drive, actually understands what he's saying. We get out of the truck and the officer and my friend begin arguing. Turns out Officer Juarez, as his badge says, is writing my friend a ticket for a stop sign he says he rolled through back down the road. My friend argues with the officer. Now this is killing my buzz and I just want it to be over. My friend and the officer continue to argue and are on the verge of shouting each other. The officer is writing down our license plate at this point as he writes the ticket and is demanding $50 for the fine. Carl is turning red now and I feel like I'm part of a really bad after-school special. I'm telling him, just pay the guy and let's go. Heck, I'll pay the guy so we can go. Suddenly, just as I felt something funny in the air, Carl starts questioning the cop in Spanish. At this point, I'm going to lose it. We're in another country, pulled over by a cop for a stupid stop sign ticket, and my friend wants to start questioning the officer. Mind you, he's translating each question to me in English, so I hear every question before he asks them. I'm livid. For $50, we can end this. He asked the officer in Spanish, "Where's your patrol car?" In minutes, I've completely lost any buzz, and I'm considering just abandoning my friend at this point. The questions continue. He starts asking the officer, "How come your uniform doesn't look like the other police officers? If you don't have a car, how did you get here? Where's your gun?" Then my friend really drops the bomb. He starts telling me in English, "This guy isn't a cop. This guy isn't a cop." Then he starts raising his voice at the officer with more questions. Now I'm about to have a heart attack. Then I started thinking. Number one, the officer came out of nowhere. It was like he parachuted out of the sky and landed in front of us in a police uniform with a ticket book. Number two, the officer had a badge, but upon closer inspection, his uniform looked like something you'd buy at Kmart to go to a Halloween party just to make your girlfriend happy. And three, Officer Juarez had no gun and no car. At this point, me and Carl both start looking at Officer Juarez, and even I knew something was wrong. Carl then said, in English, "Give it up, Compinche, you're not a cop, you're playing Gringo Bingo with us," and laughed. Then I'll never forget for the rest of my life what happened next. Officer Juarez suddenly smiled, laughed, and began speaking the most perfect English imaginable. Turns out Officer Juarez wasn't a cop and didn't even live in Mexico. He lived in San Diego and worked for a power company. It would come down across the border to play Gringo Bingo, writing phony traffic tickets for extra money. He even said on a good weekend he'd make more money in 2 days than working all week for the power company. He said, "Gringo Bingo. Some pay, some don't. What's this have to do with you, your credit score, and your future?" A lot of people in the credit business are only here to play Gringo Bingo with you. They're here to tell you anything in order to get you to pay. As a result, some pay, some don't. They'll tell you things like they have secret information from an ex-credit bureau employee that's about to be banned, or credit repair attorneys are threatening to sue them, or, my favorite, they'll pay you $10,000 if they can't delete every negative item off your credit report. So, the choice is yours. You can take your chances playing Gringo Bingo, or you can take the Credit Repair Intelligence System for a test drive by visiting our website at creditrepairpublishing.com. Till next time, thanks for listening.
The Credit Repair Intelligence Report comes to you each week from creditrepairpublishing.com. Get your free subscription by visiting creditrepairpublishing.com.